Hi, I'm Tony, this is Slack, welcome to smogvlog. Today we're going to be reviewing the Cuboid 200 watt by Joyetech.
Yeah, excellent. Pow! There it is. Okay, back in the room, guys. Like we said, Joyetech 200 watt Cuboid. Ooh, yeah. So there it is. It's not particularly cuboidy. So it's the original Cuboid, which looks cuboidy. You know, it lives up to its name. Whereas this doesn't. Just looks like pretty much anything else on the market. However, it's not just about a name, it's about what it does. So as we haven't done the unboxing video for this separately yet, because we're still on catch up, let's dive down for that all important unboxing.
Okay, cheers to those two arseholes on the sofa. Shouldn't really call them arseholes, but there we go, that's the world we live in. Here we are with the Cuboid 200 with their, as we see here, new firmware version 6.04, so important they felt the need to stamp it on the box. Quick tour round the box as we always do, nothing either side, back and front, top and bottom, but round the back, always round the back. Okay, not a lot of information up the back, just pretty much what's included in there and Slack's favourite scratch and sniff code here. If we look at the standard configuration contained within the box, you get the mod itself with no cells, USB cable, manual, warranty card, warning card, Cuboid 200 skin. Be interested to see what the skin's all about. Over in this area we get the colour options, black, silver and grey. Of course I would have always wanted to go for silver, however the place I was getting it from had a backlog, so shit. Alright, that's enough of it. Let's get into this sucker. Blade for visual effect. I hope everyone is enjoying the blade. I know I enjoy using it. Still actually waiting to stab myself with it. Don't worry guys, when it happens it will be on camera, we can all enjoy the bloody goodness. Right. There she is in all her glory. Right, dump her out for a second. To one side. We'll go through the rest of the box. There's that crappy USB we were talking about. Not too crappy, we've seen crappier. This is probably do the job. Wow. Yeah, battery safety. Haven't got a problem with that, always good information. Warranty card, fuck it, we'll take a quick look at the warranty. Warranty period is 90 days from the date of purchase, so in theory there should not need to be a warranty segment within the main video. Slack. Cuboid user manual, available in English, French, German, Spanish, Italian and Russian. Okay, so the first 12 pages of it are in English, which is good. It's wordy. It's very wordy. I'm not reading it. I'm not reading it. I can't be bothered. Right, let's get across to this condom affair. Is it a condom though? Actually, that's kind of reminding me of a sports bra. Don't judge me. Okay. Wow, that stinks. That really does stink of plasticky silicone type stuff. That's that. Let's get to the good stuff. Here we are with that Cuboid, and it's a metal body. Jesus. And it's heavy. It's a metal body and it's heavy. That's surprising. I was expecting it to be lightweight and, you know, rubbish, but wow. No, that feels really good. Okay, looking down there, can we get this to a place where you guys can see? Okay, you might not be able to see it, but it's plus on either side and minus in the middle. We've liked that identification within their battery compartments for a while. I don't like the fact that this is a separate bloody door on here though. That's shit. and you've got to push down to get it in. USB located on the side, action buttons on the top, plus and minus, and your go button is there. Let's just see how resistive that 510 is. Yeah, that's not giving it up easily, that's for sure. No, that's good. I'm happy with that. Nice goldy colour. Alright, we're going to chuck 3 LGs in there. Fire her up for you. See what she does. See, this is why I've got a problem with this, because you've got to kind of hold it in 2 hands, push down, and then slide it back and hope it locates. Yeah, it did. There we go. And apparently I've put 3 dead cells in this. Is that right? Okay, so now we're going to try and put 3 charged batteries in here. Samsung 30Qs this time. And the screen comes to life. Okay, so a close-up of the screen as we've just fitted the 3 battery Samsungs in there. And the screen goes off. What an arsehole. 3 clicks gets us into mode select. Click plus and minus to select all your different modes. Okay, so with no atomizer found, we'll just screw OBS engine on there and that will look fucking stupid. Okay, so just for testing, I've put the OBS engine on here to make sure it's reading correctly. It's coming up at 0.29 resistance, which is correct. That's what my other devices were registering it as. That's a fairly fast ramp up on the up and down buttons up to the full 200 watt. So you're not going to spend ages trying to get there, which is good. If we bring him back down to 70. Nice. Proof is in the pudding. Right, that's about it for the walkthrough. Takeaway from this unboxing is the weight of it. Jesus. When we get back to the studio, we'll get it on some scales and they will tell you when we're sitting on the sofa how much this puppy weighs with and without batteries. But from the disembodied hands, and of course the lovely knife, back to those 2 arseholes on the sofa.
Thank you there for that unboxing. I can't remember who did it. Probably
you.
Probably adequate. Anyway, moving swiftly along to power range, tech specs and features for you.
So it's 22 by 63 by 99mm in size and it's got a 0.96 OLED screen on the top.
Its output modes are RTC/VT,
or Temp Control for everyone else.
It does NITI, stainless steel 316, variable wattage, TCR, and also has a bypass out. Wattage runs from 1 to 200 watt.
Resistance range goes from 0.05 to 1.5 ohms on TC mode and 0.1 to 3.5 on variable wattage.
Temperature ranges from 100 to 315 degrees C.
That's 200 to 600 Fahrenheit for our American cousins.
It's firmware upgradable, has preheat function and custom logo functions.
As well as reverse polarity protection to stop you putting your batteries in the wrong way. It's also got a dual circuit protection, protecting you from the standard things like overcharge, over discharge and over current.
Right guys, tech specs done. Moving over to button quality for you.
Yeah, so the button is alright. I mean, that's going to kind of be my feel for this whole review. It's alright. You know, the button does its job and we don't have any sort of mishits when you're actually firing it to take a vape. But getting into the menus and turning it off and on with the 5 clicks I find quite awkward. In part possibly by the shape, but the button itself is pretty decent. You have a reasonable click. A little bit tinny, little bit sort of loose sounding, and it does rattle if you give it a bit of a shake, but under normal operation that's not going to be a problem. It's not annoying in terms of its rattliness, more just, you know, the sort of operation of it, where it's that skinny 22mm fit and it's just at the top. I think we've been spoiled with so many big buttons, you know, your big arcade style buttons, or your whole side of the mod style buttons. This just feels like a little bit of a afterthought almost.
To offset that, I mean, the menu operation buttons on top of the mod underneath the screen, while small and difficult to find, if you're actually concentrating on it, you will find them. They're good, they don't rattle.
Yeah, bullet accurate as well, and like Tony said, once you've actually found them, they're pretty easy to use.
Next up for you guys is menu operation.
Now, it's one of those standard 3-click menus where you click the go button 3 times and then you're left to fend for yourself with the plus and minus buttons. It's not a particularly easy to use sort of implementation of it. You have to press plus to you know, cycle through the options, and press minus to select what you want, and it's not too bad if you're just changing mode, you know, sticking it from temp control into sort of power mode. That's all right. It's when you have to start cycling through bits within the mode, like you select temp control, then you've got to select which wire it's on, then you've got to select what wattage you want it at. It's just laborious. I mean, it's not terrible, it's fairly intuitive, but it's not easy, it's not straightforward.
With all that being said, the firmware update that was applied to the original Cuboid really did a good job of overhauling that menu operation system and making it really usable and serviceable for everyone. So it could very well be a case that this has also had that same treatment. We fucking hope. And with that being said, that's a really good segue into our next section, firmware update.
Yeah, so as we said, firmware updatable, which is good, shows the company are going to support their device. Not only that, you know, we're seeing an increase in features being applied to the device already as a result of those firmware updates. So, you know, hopefully this is going to go from strength to strength.
Moving over now to temperature control.
Right, out the box, temp control works really well. As we said, it's that RTC, you know, regulated temp control. Now, what that does, I suppose, you know, there's basically 2 different types, you know, on the real surface of it, of temp control. You've got one where it gets to a certain temperature and it just kills the power, lets it cool down, reintroduces the power, and it's shit. And then you've got the other one, which is good, where it lets it get up to temperature and then it'll just dial the wattage down, so it sort of keeps a steady flow of vapour while you're vaping. Now that's much better vaping experience on temp control, and that works pretty well out of the box, especially with nickel. Not a particular fan of nickel as a wire, but the nickel implementation on here is brilliant, works really, really well.
And not only all of that, but it also comes with that all-important TCR, so that even if you're not happy with the way that this thing operates, you're able to tweak those settings to get it to where you want it to be. Moving on now to battery life for you guys. In testing, we found battery life to be average, I think is probably the best word to describe it. Bear in mind that this is a 3-battery mod, so your battery life will be more than a 2-battery mod. That being said, it was nothing world-altering.
And while we're talking about battery life, we should talk about charging. Now, this does have an onboard charger, so you can whack it into a USB cable. You can even vape it while it's charging. However, we and the manufacturer also recommend that you do charge these, you know, properly in a dedicated battery charger, better for cell life and all that good stuff. But it will get you out of a fix, you know, if you're stuck in the car without any sort of other way of getting it charged.
With all that being said, moving over now to the hardware sort of side of things. Battery cover quality and security. Now, Slack's got written here, fits okay, not the easiest. I couldn't agree with that more. I hate this type of fitment of battery, having a separate battery door. If you ever need to change batteries, you just have so much, with this being 3 batteries as well, it's so much. If you haven't got anywhere to put anything, you've got battery cover, you've got the mod, you've got 3 fucking batteries, and then another 3 batteries. It's a fucking juggling act.
Yeah, especially when you compare it to the original Cuboid, which had like a little latch. It was nice and secure, really easy to use. I mean, it was great. This is a massive step down. However, I mean, it does work okay. Occasionally you're in a little bit of a fight to get the battery door closed securely, but you know, as long as you're aware of that, then it's not really a problem.
The other thing to be talking about here is venting for it. Now, in the bottom of it, there's not a lot of holes.
Yeah, you've got 6 holes through on each side. They're quite small and sort of like already blocked. You can't really see inside where, you know, stop anything going directly into the cells, which in some respects is good, but should, God forbid, the batteries actually start venting, then there's going to block itself straight away and you will end up with a bit of a pipe bomb in your hands. But obviously we hope it's not going to ever come to that. You know, it's got built-in protections, you know, so we wouldn't expect to see that, but you know, that's not why venting's there. Venting's there for that just in case moment. So next up, 510 connector. Yeah, that is pretty nice. It's a stainless steel one, so it's nice and tough, you know, and it works really well. There's a flat top on the top, which is good because it's only a 22mm diameter, and you know, who uses 22s anymore? It's a thing of the past, really. Everything's 24, 25, 30. You know, we're all on to the big boys now. So having a device that is 3 batteries indicates a lot of power. 22mm indicates not really a lot of power. You know, it just seems a little bit strange. But because of that flat plate, even with a 30mm on the top, you know, it works nice, just looks a little bit strange.
Okay guys, it's time to talk about styling with you. So, colours available for this are black, grey and silver.
Yep. Again, like everything else with this, it's just not going to change the world. It's sort of so average, you know. You're just standard colours. They haven't gone out there and gone like gold or pink or, you know, anything exciting. But yeah, it looks quite nice. Styling wise, without the condom on, it does look pretty good. However, it does come with a condom, and it's fucking awful. Like, can you see Tony waggling it? Put it off your penis, Jesus Christ! Show it to him. Look at it. It's shit. You put that on your mod and it looks good for the you know, until you start using it. It looks good, but as soon as you start using it, it wants to bend and pull and sort of hang off it half. It's fucking useless, and it's shit. Why bother?
Fifth Element.
Yeah.
Anyone else agree?
But yeah, why they haven't bothered filling in the sides of that condom to sort of make it a solid unit and give you more grip and give it. It's just why Anyway, that's a cheap afterthought, and it's not really important. In terms of styling, it looks fairly nice, it looks fairly sleek, it looks fairly smart.
The mod, not this.
Yeah, and yeah, styling wise, you could definitely do worse. Unless you're using something bigger than a 22mm on it, and then again all that styling goes out. But with something 22mm on it, it does look really sleek. The 22mm Troll V2 looks particularly cool on it with the black, silver, black. It looks really nice. But yeah, most of the stuff I'm using nowadays isn't 22mm anymore, so you're left with this sort of fairly phallic looking.
Next up for you guys is portability, size and weight.
Okay, I mean, it's a 3 battery mod, so you know that sort of like makes it less portable, you know, it adds to the weight and stuff. But size wise, they've done pretty good, you know. It is that 3 battery mod, and it is very skinny. It's the 22mm still round, so that kind of helps it. Though it just feels a little bit strange. Certainly, it's not something you were going to pick if you're looking for an out and about mod. You know, doesn't fit in the pocket too easily. But it's 3 battery mod. They're just not designed to do that. What it does have running in its favour though is the sturdiness. It definitely feels like it's going to be able to take a knock. So if you are taking it out and about, especially if you've got the Johnny on it, then you know, it's going to probably survive the journey with you.
Going over the warranty really quickly with you, looking at the warranty documentation within the box, it's actually set out really nicely. Probably one of the best written warranty card information things I've ever seen from one of these things coming out of China. It gives you a limited 90-day warranty with the device. However, there are a load of things that they won't cover.
Going over the warranty really quickly, it's 90 days, you break it, you bought it. Well, after the journey down the middle of the road for this device, it's time for that special section where we sum up by way of pros and cons. It's always starting on the cons so we can finish on them beautiful pros.
First up for the cons is got to be the go button for me. While small, but while serviceable, I find that it's small.
What are we talking about?
In a day and age where mods are moving along and you get sort of like a go button being the whole side of the mod or just larger wrap round, there are so many different variations. Joyetech just seem to have done the bare minimum.
Yeah, they do seem to have phoned it in a little bit, but yeah, like Tony says, it is perfectly serviceable. Next up on the cons is going to be the menu operation. Again, it's perfectly serviceable and you can get to your bits, but it's just clunky and awkward to use. If it's going to be the only mod you're using, then you will get used to it fairly quickly. But for us, where we flip about with different mods, it's really awkward. It's fairly cumbersome.
Going back to the go button and using it to gain entry to the menu operation, the 3-click to the menu operation, the 5 clicks to turn on and off is a bit intermittent, and it's probably due to the shape of that button.
Yeah, quite often when I'm trying to fire it, I can hear it. I press it, but nothing happens, and it's just, I guess, where it's sitting on my finger versus how easy it is to fire in that position.
Next up for the cons is the battery door. It's just a pet hate of both of ours. While this is perfectly serviceable, like we said in the review, it would have been better if it was hinged or anything else apart from fucking loose like that.
Yeah, it does kind of redeem itself by the fact that once the battery door is in, it's secure, there's no rattle, so from that side of things it is alright. It's just using it to change the batteries is not as easy as quite a lot of other mods.
And lastly for the cons, which is going to be a multi-section fucking lastly, first up is the shape of it. Neither of us are particularly keen on the fact that it's long and thin and doesn't feel comfortable in your hand.
Yeah, being only a 22mm wide, it does feel a little bit sort of like, where it touches on your hand, you've got a lot of pressure there. It doesn't sort of like ease that off like other mods do. And obviously being 22mm, that kind of limits like the sensibility of what you have on top. And if you put something big on top where it's quite tall, it does want to fall over a bit, compared to certainly the first Cuboid.
And while we're making comparisons to the original Cuboid, it can't be overstated enough that this is nothing like it. It's completely at odds with the original, the stuff that drew us to the first one. There's nothing of that remaining on this.
Yeah, it does seem strange that they've actually called this the Cuboid because, the screen's in the wrong place, the shape of it's wrong, the look of it's wrong, the feel of it in your hand's wrong. I guess maybe there's some chips inside that are the same. But, in terms of what you expect from Cuboid 2, basically, or Cuboid 200 watts, it's not there.
Okay, that's enough ragging on it. Now let's move over to those beautiful pros that we've been promising you. First up.
Yeah, okay, this device is fairly feature rich, so you've got preheat function, you've got customizable logos, and not only that, you've got the reactive temp control, which is a nice feature to have. It is a good implementation of temp control. So certainly what you're getting, in terms of ticking boxes, there are a lot of boxes ticked.
Next pro we've got written down is sturdy, and that's something that you can't actually take away from it because it feels like it is built to take definitely a few knocks.
Yeah, with the screen position being up the top, that's not really in too much danger of getting hit, and the whole sort of build of it, it is tough. It is a solid little unit. The battery door, once in properly, again sort of stays in there nice and sturdy. The only downside here, and I don't like highlighting downside in pros, but the only downside is where it's tall and skinny. If you're standing it up, it will likely fall over just because of its design.
Next up on the pros is the quality of the screen. The actual screen is good in itself as well. It's nice and bright. There's a good amount of information displayed on it. You've got the individual cell monitoring. You've got the whole host of information that you'd want available to you.
And lastly for the pros is the fact that it is firmware updatable, new features are coming in with it, and hopefully that will continue to go, and hopefully some of the niggling things like menu operation can be improved over time. So, it's good to see that a company is supporting their product.
Okay guys, finishing off the review now for the Joyetech Cuboid 200 watt. The overwhelming recurring thing throughout this whole review has been middle of the road average.
Yeah, if this came out a year or two ago, then it would be great. But, there's so many other things out there that have sort of done what it's doing, but a bit better. That said, there are still a lot of features on there that work really good, like Temp Control out of the box. So it's definitely not all bad.
Yeah, the overwhelming thing to take away here is that while this is a perfectly serviceable mod, it will do everything you ask of it, we take exception to the fact of using the term cuboid, because when you think of that, you expect something completely different to what you're actually going to be taking out the box here, which is kind of disappointing.
Yeah, so this mod does everything fairly well, you know, it's alright. And if you're mainly using 22mm ATIs and you can pick one of these up for cheap, then yeah, it's probably going to serve you really well.
Okay guys, thanks for joining us for this review of the Joyetech Cuboid 200 watt. We hope you like what you're seeing and what we're doing for you. If you do, please drop a like and do the whole subscribe thing because it helps us out a lot. Also follow us on the social media, Facebook, Twitter and Instagram, because we are a bit
chatty. Also, if you've got any questions about this device or anything else, hit us up in the comment section below. Find us on social media. Also, whilst you're on the social media, give us a share because sharing is caring. And guys, thanks for watching. Are we going to do a picture for with recording? That's all. Right.
right then.
Oh, we're all recording already.
Hi, I'm Tony. This is Slack. Welcome to SmogVlog. Today we're going to be reviewing the...
Let's just check the sound's in the correct position as well. Yeah, it is.
Joyetech, the Cuboid 200 watt by Cuboid by Joyetech. Ready?
It's not the Joyetech 200 watt Cuboid by Joyetech.
No, it's the Cuboid 200 watt by Joyetech.
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 Yeah. Okay. Am I going to say it like a cunt then?
No, say whatever you want. I'll just correct you if you say it wrong.
Ready?
Yep.
Hi, I'm Tony. This is Slack. Welcome to SmogVlog. Today we're going to be reviewing the Cuboid 200 watt by Joyetech.
Yeah, excellent. Pow! There it is. Good.
Ready?
Yep.
Dragon. Okay, ready?
Yep.
Right.
Oh, wait.
Now well remembered.
Yeah, let me just. I've just peeled your. That was your button cover.
Oh no, not the button cover.
I know, right? It's ruined its resale value now. It's not a particularly easy to use sort of implementation of it. You have to press plus to cycle. Oh, it's under the menu. You can waggle that.
Okay, ready?
Yeah. Oh.
Tugboat. What is that? Tugboat.
The notification. What the fuck does that mean? Wait, is it my bill? Is it my phone bill? It's my fucking phone bill. Fuck off.
Oh, I'm glad we got that sorted.
Yep. Stop everything. There's a phone bill.
My God. They need a shout out where they need a shout out.
Yeah,
that's probably the best word.
I agree, but you prefixed it by saying that, just quickly covering the warranty. It's like a longest ever talk about warranty.
And so low.
Whale song. The way you hear the voice come back up at the end of it as the laughing comes in.
It's like reverse helium.
Yeah, so this mod does everything fairly well, you know, it's alright. And if you're mainly using 22mm Atties and you can pick one of these up for cheap. And you can pick one of these up for cheap, then yeah, it's probably going to serve you really well.
Good amount of vape on the camera there. Good amount. She definitely knew it. Oh yeah.
Womp, womp, womp. Right, that'll do.